Hello, good day, everyone. This is Madhavi Kanumoory. I'm the Chief Digital and Information Officer at Birla Carbon. It's an Aditya Birla Group company, and I'm excited to be talking to you all today. And thank you, 3i, for inviting me to speak in this forum. It's a very interesting topic that we're going to talk about, which is GenAI, proof of concepts to ROI determination and value creation. So this is one of the most interesting topics of late, pretty hot in everyone's mind, as you can imagine. So really excited to talk about this. So just to get started, McKinsey estimates that Gen AI could deliver 6.1 to 7.9 trillion dollars in economic benefits annually. This includes obviously the productivity use cases and the game-changing use cases that they have been able to collate across many different industries around what this could mean for us. And this is huge, right? And companies are really realizing that capturing this value is not as easy as said, right? So it's one thing to implement technology, it's one thing to get the pilots going and stuff like that. It's a whole different ball game to get it to scale and really start to leverage the impact. Obviously, it's new and everyone's trying to figure out how to go about doing it, and it's exciting to be talking about it. Right. So, but before we dig in further, let me just share a little story that happened to me personally this past weekend. I attended the birthday party of my niece's son. He just turned one. And as we got into the party, the other niece, that's this girl's sister's son, he came by and he said he's so excited to present this little beautiful gift for his little brother that he had created himself, which was a little nice tiny cartoon book that talked about the dream world that the little one tends to live in. And I saw the book. It was so professionally made. It was beautiful, excellent graphics, very well laid out. It's like a 10-pager kind of a thing. And this boy is actually 13 years old, right? So I asked him, how did you do this? This is so beautiful. And he doesn't want to give away his secret, right? He said, no, oh, by the way, I did it in like just 4 days. It just took me 4 days to do it, right? And I'm going, oh, this is wonderful. I kind of sort of probably guessed how he did it in 4 days, but I really wanted him to tell me, and he wouldn't. He wouldn't give away his little secret. And his dad, who was standing right beside him, was smiling away. And I told this guy, you must have used something like ChatGPT. And then the dad goes, well, not something like ChatGPT. He used ChatGPT. And then the boy was like, well, Dad, you didn't have to tell her that, but it's my work. So he was very proud. The creativity of applying this technology for solving this problem that he had really led him to deliver something so beautiful and so nice to his little brother. And that was very insightful, even as we look at how these things apply to us in our daily lives, in our jobs, right? So shifting back to the topic for a bit and coming back to the business scenario, right? Over the last few months to a couple of years or so, what I've really learned is, first the prerequisite. You have your tech ready, have your platform ready. This is very important for you to be able to leverage technology to give a forum, to be able to give a forum for your business users to use. So a scalable architecture using right fit technologies. I know we have plenty of technologies out there. So giving the context of your business, getting the prerequisite in place and ahead of time as a foundational element is critical. So that's first. Second, you start with the end. Think about what business problem are you trying to solve or the opportunity that you're trying to uncover. So start with that in your mind, trying to figure out what business value that this creates. So when we talk about ROI and business value realization, it should really start at the beginning, right? Not at the end after you've done it. So first, trying to identify where you apply this tech is important. So getting that right and looking at whether this is the right technology. There are a lot of technologies out there. There are a lot of use cases that just AI could solve, or just pure automation can solve. Is this a Gen AI use case? Is something that you really need to think through a little and put that into the context, right? The third one is create your proof of concept. So once you have your foundation technology ready, you create your proof of concept. And you do this by co-creation, right? You get your business partners involved, you get your subject matter experts involved, you work together with them and co-solve for this problem or this opportunity, right? And this is very important. And the reason why it's important is, first, you're using the expertise, cross-functional expertise, to really come up with the creative solution. Second, you're actually initiating your change management process, which is a big deal in many different companies, right? And a lot of us kind of really struggle with that a lot. So really starting with engaging with the business partners, the cross-functional teams, and co-creation is extremely important, right? So that's the second one. And use your iterative methods, use your MVP, so that you're learning, you're pivoting, or you're persevering, depending on the results of those MVPs. And you get to the point where you can say, okay, this is the solution that I think, if scaled, can really prove to be of business value for this business problem, right? Coming to the fourth aspect is really scaling. So once you've got your proof of concept, and you really need to now scale, right? At the end of the day, unless you're able to get this technology, like that little boy, he had access to this technology. So unless you get this technology in the hands of people and ready to be used in an easy way, is very important. The fifth is really making sure that this is integrated into your core processes, right? So it shouldn't be another piece of technology that you have to then use after you've done your work to prove that you've used it. Then it's duplication of work, it's non-productive, it's not giving you the impact, right? If you can make that the way you work, if you can make that part of your core process, then we're talking about really creating that business value again. And last but definitely not the least is, go back and measure the impact, and think about what you really set out to do in the first place. Remember the use case, and determining the anticipated business value and identifying that particular use case. Go back and validate against that as to see if you got the results that you anticipated to get. Iterate over it and continuously evolve and improve, and make sure that this improvement that you're putting in place is continuous and is sustainable, right? This is the most critical part in terms of value realization, because as you do this more, your cost continues to be either stable or go down, but your business value continues to go up, and it's incremental. So we've talked about quite a few concepts. I know it's a very short period of time where we've tried to bake in a big topic, but really the sweet spot lies in going from the proof of concept stage to the point where you actually scale and make it integral to the core processes. And that's where the business value realization comes into picture. And this, remember, not only involves tech, but it involves a big human element. So as we focus on that, as we move forward, that becomes extremely important. So I'll just end this by saying, the potential is huge. It's going to continue to grow. There is no shortcut. Start small and work your way to successful business value creation. So thank you all, and all the best.